Good morning. Happy Friday. I know I have got quite a busy day for me planned. Where to? Recent. Headed to trail. And then Klasnikov.
In 1 kilometer, turn left on Highway 97.
All right. Nobody coming. All right, I got a load here.
In 1 kilometer, turn left on Highway 97.
Okay, GPS says I will get home at 5:13, but it's not taking into consideration unloading this load and then going and waiting in line and loading this load, or a new load coming over here again to OK Falls. So add at least 1 hour for unload. So now it's 6:13. Add a good solid 2 hours for load. That's 8:13. Plus a full load going over Paulson at another hour. So 9:13. So I'll be home at 9:13 tomorrow. This is the yard here I parked. I'm gonna drop my load there again tonight. Drop the load there and then bobtail home. So it'll be a full day, full long day. What did I say, 9:13? I added 4 hours, yeah. Seems about right. It is hot in here. It was cold in here in the morning, so I hear the fan blowing in the bunk. Can I turn that off up here? Ah, I can turn it off. I can turn it off up here. Good. So this load is super light.
At the stop sign.
So I'm only adding 1 hour over the Paulson. Going that way, I'm not going to add time. Looks clear. Let's take our time to make sure it stays clear. Yep. Committed.
On Highway 97.
And this load is such a small little load, it only required 1 tarp. So that was nice. So hammer down. Yeah, I went home last night and saved my farm sim game. I lost it on Wednesday when I was in Langley. I fired up my laptop and it synchronized, and I lost like 2 weeks worth of gameplay. It's like, what? And Jess goes, wait, there's backup files. It's got backup saves. So I only lost about half a day's worth of gameplay. It's like, okay, whew. So apparently the game synchronizes. So if I'm going to play, so every weekend I should, when I get home, if I've played the game at all during the week, fire up the laptop, connect it to internet, let it synchronize with the cloud. And then turn off the laptop, jump onto the computer, and let it synchronize from the cloud, and then I can play for the weekend or whatever I decide to do, our live stream Q&As. Yeah guys, I do Q&As almost every weekend. I play video games and you guys can ask me anything. Most of the time I'm playing farming sim. I love farming sim. It's a bit of a passion. It's a good way in the morning. I play it for an hour or two, and then some days I play it way too long. But that's usually my morning routine on a Saturday and Sunday. Especially Sunday when I do my laundry. I play while doing laundry. But yeah, if you guys have any questions you want to ask me live, join me on the weekends, usually 9 a.m. PST. British Columbia time, see what your time is compared to that. And it's not always, sometimes, especially in summer now, we're going to go kayaking and stuff like that. But I still have to do laundry, so likely I'll still be doing a stream one day a weekend. But yeah, if I play at home on the computer, before I head out for the week's work, jump back on the laptop and let it resynchronize, and then take it on the road, because on the road it's not on the cloud. So if I play on the laptop and don't sync it to the game a couple weekends in a row like I did, all of a sudden it syncs the wrong files. Beautiful day here in the Okanagan. Plus 10 degrees Celsius here first thing in the morning. We shot video here yesterday, so I'll skip forward a little bit. Once we're past Vasu Lake. Nice light load. I don't have to slow down as early. The weekend is this beautiful. I am definitely going kayaking. That is a no-brainer. Going kayaking. McIntyre Bluff on our right-hand side now. A little easier to see from this direction. Nice close-up of McIntyre Bluff. leaving Oliver. Lots of orchards here, some vineyards. Getting a lot of seasonal workers here getting ready for all these orchards. And with COVID-19, it's been a little tricky because legally we can't quarantine the traditional pickers that come from Quebec. They're Canadians coming from Quebec. Quebec got hit hard by COVID-19, and a lot of Quebec pickers have come here to pick fruits. It's a bit of a tradition for Quebec young men and women to come to BC and pick fruit, hitchhike all the way across the country and pick fruit over here. It's pretty awesome, actually. I definitely respect them for going out on an adventure. Most of the time they're high school graduates, somewhere in their age, young people making their trek across the country. It's almost like a rites of passage for a lot of Quebecers. It's a pretty cool tradition. Come to the Okanagan, pick your fruits, visit Vancouver, and then hitchhike back home. And the reason why they pick fruit is to pay for their way, right? That's traditionally how they kind of started. It's like they do odd jobs along the way to pay their way, pay for their food and lodging. We also have Mexicans come up over here from Mexico to do the same job, come up here and work in the orchards. And they get always looked down on so much, I don't get it. So all these transient workers, got the Quebecers and Mexicans for the most part that come over here. They're great people if you go meet them, but we look at them as dirt. Like the Okanagan treats them like if you go read online, it's like, hey guys, if you don't want transient workers here, go work in the orchards. Oh no, that doesn't pay enough. That's too dirty of a job. Well then who's going to bring the apples into the store? Somebody's got to bring the apples into the store. They're doing the job you don't want to do. They're awesome people getting paid a fairly low wage. I picked fruit one summer. Fairly low wage. It's usually piecework, and it's not a fun job. They get paid a little more because the demand is a little higher nowadays, but still, it's peanuts. They're making enough money to pay for food. So why do we look down on them? They're willing to come here, do a job you don't want to do. Let them do the job. Treat them like human beings. Because guess what? They're human beings. I've talked to a lot of them. It's fun talking to them. Great stories. And yeah, sometimes they're really dirty and messy, but they just got out of the orchard. They've been working all day. Of course they're going to be dirty. Maybe I got a perspective there because I do my walk of humility on Fridays. And I see how people treat me much worse when I'm all straggly and messy looking, dirty jacket, dirty clothes, carrying all my belongings on my back, because I don't want to come back to the truck. I'd rather just carry it all in one shot. It's good exercise. So maybe I have a unique perspective there. And also I grew up really, really poor. You know, like those poor kids you see in the videos, Feed the Hungry. That's kind of how I grew up when I was really, really young. So I have a unique perspective there. But even if you didn't grow up poor and don't have that perspective, just think a bit. They're actually awesome people. They're not coming here to steal everything. They're not crooks. They're nice people. They come here and work. Talk to them. I dare you to go talk to them. Just friendly, say hi. If they're friendly, hi back, well then continue the conversation and just see how their day is going, see where they're from, see what their story is. It's pretty cool. If anyone here is a Quebecer, French speaking, you guys get a bad rap in the rest of the country, or at least especially on the western end of the country. You guys get a bad rap. When we did our cross Canada trip, I was told, avoid Quebec. They're mean over there. They're really rude. It's like, we had some of our best experiences driving through Quebec. Best experiences in the world. So if they were being rude to you, maybe think about how you were treating them. How did you come across to them? I've said this many, many times. If you're going into a different culture, you are the dumb one. You are the uneducated one, not them. Whenever I went into a restaurant in Quebec, instead of going, hey, do you speak English? Instead of doing that, I would go up, hey, I'm really sorry, I don't speak French. Can you help me? I'm the dumb one. I'm the uneducated one. I've come into your culture without knowing your language. Yeah, I'm going to pass this guy. And that goes for anywhere you go. Don't come up to someone and go, hey, you speak English? Hey, you speak English? No. Hey, excuse me, I'm really sorry. I don't speak French. I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak whatever language. Can you help me? And we had amazing experiences. Most of the time, they switched straight into English. Had a good conversation. Ordered what we needed. Sometimes they didn't know English. They apologized. Why are they apologizing? I'm in their community. And then I pulled out my app, my French to English app, and communicated that way, and it worked. And they were super, super friendly. Man, it was fun. I can't wait to go back to Quebec. I would love to spend a couple of weeks in Quebec. Old Quebec City, Montreal, all of Quebec. And then East Coast as well. It is just so much fun, such a good experience. As long as you remember, you're the tourist. It goes for any language, any culture. If you're visiting someone else, do as they do. Don't expect them to do as you do. In fact, I believe that's a verse in the Bible. Do as they do. Don't quote me on that, but I think somewhere in the Bible there's a verse that says, If in Rome, do as the Romans do. If you're something like that. I can't quite spot it, but perhaps we should be listening to the local cultures. Instead of forcing other people to be like us, let's go see what their culture is like, and maybe they're better than us. Maybe they have tricks. Maybe we can both learn off of each other. Maybe they got tricks to life that make life better. My rant of the day. But if you notice there, I kind of put the right-hand tires right on the white line. Have to be super careful doing that. The trailers do not follow the truck's tires. The trailers will always shortcut a corner. So if I go right against the white line, well, in this case the yellow line, and then the white line. So if I make a right-hand turn here, right on the right on the white line, the trailers will always cross the white line. This is why you see big rigs taking big wide corners. So if you see a big rig trying to make a corner, please don't pull up right to the stop sign. Stop 100 meters back. I guess 100 meters is quite a long way. Stop 30 meters back. 30 meters would be just about right. 20 to 30 meters will usually do the trick. And why do I go against the corner there? I always cut toward the white line and toward the yellow line. I gotta be more careful. I don't want the trailers to cross the yellow line, but the white line, it makes the corner a lot smoother, more efficient, saves fuel, saves engine wear, it saves me from having to tilt over. I guess if I have to tilt over, I'm going too fast, but I try to be as efficient as I can. My friend took a picture of a big rig with a sticker on the right front fender.
Turn left on Crow's Nest Highway.
And the sticker said, "I can't see you." When you guys are around the big rig, give us room. We can't see you. Motorcycle season, I ride motorbike. Triumph Street Triple. I can't see a motorcycle around the truck. I can think of 5 or 6 places you could park your motorcycle next to me and you would be invisible.
Turn left at the traffic light.
Wondering if he's going to go on the green or not. Try to give him a couple of seconds before honking the horn. Oh, now we'll be driving into the sunshine here, so
turn right on Crow's Nest Highway.
I'll catch up with you guys a little later on. Might be able to actually show the climb out of Osoyoos because we're southbound for part of that. my load secure here, pulled over in the Soyuz. Everything is nice and snug. But always do your load secure. You never know. I rarely have to tighten loads up unless there's certain loads you know that you're going to have to stop and make extra stops even, and just retuck everything in and tighten everything up. Some loads keep settling the whole darn time. With a load like this, I should be able to do almost speed limit up here. I'm hungry. I had breakfast. I'm hungry. Why am I hungry? It's always one of those beautiful climbs. Should be able to get past him before that lane ends. Where does that lane end? Doesn't end on this corner. It ends on the other corner that's going this direction. So a couple of switchbacks up it ends. Yeah, the vibration comes from the steering column. The plastic there is rubbing against itself, and it makes this crazy vibration that's so obnoxious. Everything that way is the USA. And everything this way is Canada. couple more hairpins, but this last one here, the one coming up is the most beautiful. You always see people pulling over on these little gravel pullouts. Don't. Keep going till this last hairpin up here. It's more like a paper clip. This is the viewpoint to go to. If you guys are westbound, you won't be able to pull into that viewpoint, but this viewpoint up here is pretty darn good as well. Not quite as good, but pretty darn good right over here on the left hand side. The welcome to the Soyuz sign. That's a pretty good viewpoint there as well. Back into the sun. Still lots of climbing here. I'll see you guys along the road. Just leaving the pulse and brake check. Get a redo. Nice light load. Why not take the strawberry? Got a nervous driver in front of us. I don't know if they're just not used to hauling a trailer or what, but I passed them going uphill, climbing the pulse, and unfortunately I have to stop to do a brake check, and they passed me there. Really, really slow around corners. If I don't have a chance to pass them, we are turning off onto highway creepy. I mean 3B, not creepy. You'll hear the Garmin. When she says it, it sounds like highway creepy in my opinion. And in Jess's opinion. Now, having said this, I have no problem with slow RVs on the road. I have a big problem with this RV on the road and a lot of other RVs. Just like me when I am slow, I pull over into pullouts and let people pass. We're doing 60 and they're slowing down. And the speed limit's 100. Corner is suggested at 80. Straightaway right here. Yes. couple kilometers, but going that slow is painful. Very painful. And if we're turning off, who knows if they're turning off too, so. Even up top of the mountain here, it's plus 10. So in our fleet of trucks this week, dispatch said that 8 of the PACCAR trucks were in the shop. I think PACCAR engines are great if you're hauling a single trailer, fuel economy, all that. I think I would probably buy a PACCAR, but hauling 2 trailers fully loaded, I don't think it can handle it. It's not strong enough to handle the stresses we put on those engines and drivetrains and everything, so. Rossland Trail, creepy, 2 kilometers ahead. See? See what I mean?
Turn right on Highway 3B.
I guess more accurately, it sounds like Highway 3P, but I like Highway Creepy.
Continue on the road.
Strawberry Pass, 1575 meter elevation. Yeah, I'll never take this route if I have a full load, or in the winter if there's slippery roads, chance of spinning out. Why would you climb again? I was talking to some truck drivers on the radio, and some companies force their drivers to take this route. slow down. I guess I'll slow down. It's a good idea. That's right. We're approaching the school zone. My GPS says we're in a school zone and to go 50 kilometers per hour. It'll bing a couple times over here. I still don't know what it's smoking, but obviously on the last update it didn't fix that. Beautiful valley down there. Yeah, taking Strawberry Pass, you get a feel for how big these mountains are. You don't get a lot of viewpoints, but looking through the trees is enough to go, yep, we're on some big mountains. Still in a school zone. Every time it bings that chime, it thinks we're in a new school zone, in yet another school zone. Oh, I think we've exited the school zone. The speed limit just went back up to 100. People are still snowshoeing up here. All of a sudden it's getting chilly in here. Here we go, Nancy Green Summit. Going down the other side, down to Roslyn and Trail. My current estimate to get home is 8:55. I think if things go smoothly, I can decrease that by significant amounts. So, but that's my, I think, worst case scenario. If nothing goes wrong, it takes a while to load and unload and all that stuff. 8:55. This way is actually faster. You got some extra climbing to do. Just as many tight corners, maybe a few more tight corners than going through Castlegar. You have to go through Castlegar the other way, but this way you have to go through Rossland, which is a steep downgrade. Quite a bit of snow up here. Quite a few cars still parked up here. They must be snowshoeing or snow skiing, cross-country skiing. That's not what I wanted to do. It's like, right, engine brakes work this way. See, they still confuse me. This handle is for shifting and engine brake control is confusing. You know, that shifter stick, they probably could have added some more functions to it, because it's got 4 settings of engine brakes, and then that's up and down on the shifter. You would think that'd be shifting into drive or reverse and going up and down on the shifter, like, you know, traditional shifters all have been. But no, to do that you got to twist the whole handle. And then to go to manual shifting, you have to hit the button on the end and then shift by pulling forward to upshift and push to downshift. But if you push too hard to downshift, it goes to an L mode, which is, it'll pick the lowest gear possible. So instead of downshifting 1 gear, all of a sudden you downshifted 3 gears and your RPMs are screaming. You think you could have added some more features, you know, like windshield wipers, maybe some radio controls. You could add cruise control to there too, you know. Let's add some more features to a single stick. And then of course you have a short wire somewhere in that stick. For one of those options, you got to get a whole brand new stick. And because it gets used for so many things, your brain has a hard time going, what control does what? wait, there's more options on the engine brake that I just learned. So, okay, you got engine brake off. Then first setting, second setting, third setting, max setting. Max setting only, if I touch a throttle it goes away. I have to hit the max setting. So I just learned a new feature on the stick. Apparently if you go to full engine brake settings and then push the stick further, it doesn't feel like it should go further, but I accidentally went further. There's another setting there. Oh boy. I guess I was wrong. There was one more feature on there. If I were to do a review on a Kenworth and I was given this Kenworth, I would say Kenworth are garbage trucks and never to ride one. The seat is uncomfortable. The shifter is confusing as heck. No fridge, no inverter. I would just go, give me my International back. This thing is a piece of junk. I guess that's probably going to be true for every name brand. If you buy something, the base model of something, you're probably getting a low quality, uncomfortable ride. Why would you do that with rentals? Most rentals are always base model. Why? Why would you not get a higher end, make the rental the high-end truck? Everybody would go, yes, that is the truck we want to drive. At least make it an option. Just go, hey, you could take the base model for a couple extra bucks. You could take the higher end model. Especially for a good customer, entice them to buy the higher end model, because if you give me a high end model as a truck driver, I would be pushing my company going, hey, I want that in my next truck you buy, because that is so convenient. I want these cool features. Don't you think you could be like, your rental trucks could be your salesmen? It helped your sales. But I guess people sitting in offices in their big chairs got those decisions. So if you're listening, make those decisions. Okay, we're gonna jump out here and do a brake check. And then I'll show you guys the descent through Rossland.
Turn left on Highway 22.
Descent down through Rossland and trail. Never seen this scale open, but you never know. Might be that one day. But I don't come through here very often either.
Highway 22, then take the second right.
Brake check done. So that's the load I've got. Just 4 little packages. No bungees at all on that tarp. Just unrolled the tarp, threw a bunch of extra straps, told dispatch I only had one of the 4 tarps I was using. That way they don't charge the customer for a full tarp. Of course, I don't get paid for a full tarp then either, but honestly, that'd be like stealing, wouldn't it? If you said you tarp something, you better tarp it. I know guys don't. I know guys that I don't know anybody in our company, but I know I've talked to guys in Vancouver when I'm at the unloading spot, and they're like, oh, we didn't tarp it, we just stopped at a truck wash and quickly rinsed off the load, and it looks just as clean. Yeah, I'm sure outside there's lots of wind noise. I need to get a better sock for that, but why are you not shifting? Now for the steep downgrade. Transmission fault. Are you not gonna upshift now or something weird? Are you kidding me? Will not shift on me. Oh boy. I'll pull over first spot I can. I don't know why, I didn't do anything.
1 kilometer, turn right on Highway 22.
Nope, will not upshift or downshift. I'm not going to stop here anywhere, because just in case I can't get moving again. I'll be off the road. In the past, this fault like that, if I've shut the engine down and restarted it, it's fixed it, it's reset something, but so I'll have to drive at 30 kilometers per hour till I find a pullout.
400 meters, turn right on Highway 22.
Oh boy. Downshifted there. Alright, try to downshift. It's still in 10th, never mind. So I hear it clicking, but
Highway 22.
Almost hit the sidewalk.
Highway 22.
need to go this slow down this hill, but oh, it's in 8th gear now? How did it get in 8th gear? Just before it flashes on because I'm going so slow. There's a pull-out. Drive, going into 3rd gear, and let's see if it upshifts here. Will not upshift, darn it. What in the world? Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna see if I can call dispatch and see if they got a solution for me. I'm pulling over here. Made it to the flats here along the river in trail. I dropped off my trailers, locked up all the toolboxes, put a chain over top. I've actually got a padlock on the boomer on the other side, on the chain over the tarps, and my truck's getting a ride via tow, because she's not shifting. And there's my new truck. I've upgraded to this new truck here. Beautiful, beautiful Escape. What year is it? Where's the year on this thing? 2005? 2005. So here's the lovely tour of the Escape. You know, my new truck tour. Yeah, we're doing another tour. Seems a little snugger than I'm used to. I wonder if the suction cup mounts on here. No. Let's see if we can get you guys secured on here. How's that? Is that all right? Okay, let's go home. We're gonna leave the key right there. Let's hope she holds together. She makes a bit of a growling noise. That gets in the way of the microphone. Let's switch the GPS to car mode. Yes. Go home. Let's just text Jess quickly. I'll pick up food on the way home. ETA 9 p.m. Oops. Wrong person. Jess instead of my brother. We'll pick up food on way home. You guys ever do that? Text the wrong person? It is toasty in here. How do I cool it off? Okay, drive. We'll let this gentleman hook onto our trailer, our truck.
See ya.
See ya, have a good day. Let's show you guys that Roslyn Hill. Oh boy, there's a lot of traffic here. I'll just show you the Roslyn Hill uphill instead of downhill like I planned. Here we go. Nope. Somebody coming from the other direction. Nope. And my camera down. No. No go. So it makes this growling noise when driving. Maybe a C-joint or something? That'd be my best guess, but once again, I'm not mechanical. How do I turn on cruise control? On, set. There we go. Oh, reducing till 60. Hopefully none of the restaurants are closed by the time I get to Grand Forks. Maybe I'll just go through A&W drive-through, but they might be closed by the time I get there. If they're closed, I'll just have to make a peanut butter sandwich or something like that. I've got that in the truck here. Sirius radio does not work in it, even though it's got it attached over here. It won't turn on. I thought, I'm like, hey, I'll have Sirius XM. Nope, nope. Knew I would. guys like the truck tour, my new truck tour? Maybe that'll be the title of the episode. New truck tour. So yeah, I was talking about the grinding, growling noise. When I make a right-hand turn, it takes the weight off of the left-hand side, the right-hand side of the vehicle. When I make a right-hand turn, it takes the weight off the right-hand side of the vehicle, and the sound stops. So something in the drive train isn't sounding right. And the rotors are warped. The brake rotors are definitely warped. Somebody's overheated the brakes in this thing. All the lights work. Had oil. No washer fluid. I had to go top that off. Yeah, I did a pre-trip on a car. I've never driven it before. I did manage to deliver the load though. So, okay, so these are the symptoms of my truck. They send me instructions how to reset the transmission, and the instructions that they don't work with the steering column shifter. So I send them back and go, hey, steering wheel shifter in this thing, instructions that you sent me just don't work for it. I cannot reset the transmission that way. It's like, okay. Our maintenance guy goes, what the heck kind of truck did they give you? He just didn't use the word heck. It was kind of funny. He was like, what are you driving? So he goes, okay, in that case, park it for 10 to 15 minutes. Should reset the transmission. Okay. I parked it for 20 minutes. Jumped in it or started it up. I left the truck and just went for a little walk. It's like, no temptation to turn the key, just let it reset. Jump in the truck, no fault. I'm like, oh, sweet, that fixed it.
In 400 meters, turn left on Highway 22.
Oh, I'm in the wrong lane. So I'm like, okay, go time. Start driving down the hill, shifting, and then fault. I got up to 10th gear. Fault. I'm like, well, at least I'm going down the hill a little quicker than I was. It was just kind of failing on me. Got to a stoplight and it just stopped working altogether. No shifting at all.
Turn left at the traffic light.
People are starting to honk at me. I turn the key off, turn it back on, and then it would shift again. It's like, okay, hammer down. Got to 8th gear, and then it just froze, wouldn't shift up at all. Okay, four-way flashers on, pulled over, turn the key off, turn it back on, and then floor it and go. Got all the way to 16th gear. I'm like, okay, I can make it to the customer this way. Red light. Okay, turn the key off. As soon as the red light turns green, turn the key on and hammer down. I got all the way to 18th gear. Made it to the customer, unloaded. Took half an hour and transmission was reset. I'm like, oh good. Okay, let's go down the road. This is actually working. Finally, I called my boss and said, hey, truck's working now. Cross my fingers, I'll head to Klesnikov to grab that load. And no sooner had I hung up, bing, bing, bing. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Fault. So, got to the red light, and sure enough, it shut down. I got to 10th gear that time. I just put four-way flashers on, pulled into the spot where you saw me, the truck parked, and I called and said, that's it. I'm dropping my trailers. I need a tow. This thing cannot drive. Can't even drive to Kenworth in Castlegar. It's just too unreliable. I could get it up anywhere between, I tried it a bunch of times, between 6th gear and the one time I got to 18th gear. But all the rest of the time, 6th gear to about 13th, 14th gear, that's where it would always go. And then it's like, if you want the truck to go at 35 kilometers per hour, I can get it to Castlegar. But if you want all the people honking at me while I do it through all the lights and stuff, they're like, nope, we'll get a tow. And go, in the meantime, we'll get you a ride to the shop, jump in the Ford Escape, and head home. It's awesome how hard they try to get you home for the weekend. I'm waving at truckers. There's no point. I'm invisible to them. Chances of a truck driver waving to a four-wheeler, highly unlikely. See, I'm still waving. Maybe they'll see a Summit logo on the side. Summit is owned by the same owner that owns Sutco, along with EcoChips. There's some kind of forestry equipment that also is owned by Sutco, and a gravel crusher. Sutco supplies all the gravel for the Paulson Pass, for the sanding. Sutco crushes all that gravel that goes on the pass. That's a newer contract. Yeah, this hill doesn't seem bad at all in a car. I guess there were restaurants here. I could have stopped there for food. I'm hungry. Too late. I think there's 2 lanes here. So how long to get home? 3.5 hours. So that's my Friday. It's been eventful, very eventful. I would be very cool if it would stop being eventful. Just get me some food and get me home. Yeah, I was super happy that we're coming down this hill with a light load. I couldn't imagine with a heavy load and having transmission problems like that. Even the Jake brakes weren't working right, so I had no engine braking power. I would have come down the hill and had to use that runaway lane. That would have not been cool at all. Seatbelt's kind of uncomfortable. So there's my review of the truck. The seatbelt's uncomfortable. The seat is worst seat I've been in all week. It's quite underpowered, and it's making a growling noise. The brake discs are warped. I would give this truck a 4 out of 10, I believe. A 4 out of 10. Below average. There we go. We've done the Roslyn Hill. Just not the way I was expecting to do it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I don't know if I will have a video on Monday if we don't have any trucks fixed. If this truck here is not fixed, I may not be on the road. So we'll have to wait and see, play it by ear. And go from there. Okay, apparently my GPS doesn't want to stick to the windshield longer than a couple of seconds. Maybe the windshield's dirtier than it looks. I mean, it looks dirty, but... So yeah, hope you guys...
400 meters.
I think I already said that. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on the weekend on a live stream, hopefully. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much for all the comments.
Turn left on Highway 22.
And all the subscriptions and thumbs ups. So appreciated. So thank you for those. Adios.
In 1.5 kilometers, turn right on Highway 3B.